Paṭicca Samuppāda means everything has a basic cause. Yeah. Why he is teaching you? I'll tell you right from the beginning. To bring out the reality that there is no I. I am not doing. It is happening. How is it happening? I know it is an illusion, but how is the illusion operating? So Buddha went one step further to explain how the illusion operates without an I. For example, if somebody cracks a joke in class, you also laugh, you also laugh. You laugh loudly, clapping your hands, ha ha ha, everybody heard her laugh. And you laugh very softly, quietly, nobody even realized you laughed. Both of you enjoyed the same joke. Both of you laughed at the same joke. But the way it came out, the expression came from where? Loudly. Sankhara, the underlying tendency. Got it? It's got nothing to do with a personal I. It's an underlying tendency, sankhara. That is the root, that is the trigger from where the fire begins. The first spark. From there the fire begins. Everybody has an underlying tendency, and it's not a personal tendency. Is that clear? Yeah, we'll talk in depth about sankharas. We'll also do an entire sutta on it, but I'm just giving you a quick brush up of the dependent origination. That underlying tendency which I am not aware of, but which exhibits through this body-mind person, that underlying tendency which I am not aware of is ignorance. When it comes out and sprouts out in some form, that is sankhara. Others give me a reason. Why did she clap her hand and laugh loudly, ha ha, and she just smiled? Do you have a reason? No. You cannot point it out. They cannot even point it out. In another scenario, when some other joke is cracked, she will laugh with a clap and she will just have a meek smile. It could be swapped. How did this happen? Why didn't she always clap, and why didn't she always have a meek smile? Do you recognize it? So it changes, and you don't know why it changes. So that which I am not aware of, that embedded underlying tendency which I am not aware of, that is ignorance, and it sprouts the next expression. The expression could be as a thought, as a feeling, as a sensation, or perception of sight, sound, smell, taste, touch. Whatever the flow brings in the next scene. Ignorance and sankhara, very clear? Yeah. That's the beginning point of every illusion. How is the mithya operating? I know the rainbow is an optical illusion. How much ever I run towards the horizon, I'm never going to catch it. Did you do that as a kid? Even as a teenager, you must have driven into that direction. Beautiful rainbow today. Let's keep driving. You drove. However far you went, could you ever go and touch the rainbow? No. It's an optical illusion. It comes, it goes. But science explains it to me, so my mind accepts it. That is what Buddha did for us. He gave us a proper explanation of how the illusion operates. Science says it's dispersion of light. the white light breaks into those 7 colors. You can do a laboratory experiment with a prism to understand. The mind feels, okay, I get it now. So what are we learning now? How this illusion operates. Basically, you're doing a laboratory experiment like you did with the prism, where you proved it to yourself, yes, white light breaks into these 7 colors. I understand how it works now. I understand refraction of light. The same thing is what you are going to do in these 10 days. You're going to understand how this illusion operates. What is the benefit of understanding how the illusion operates?
So that I can break out of it.
Now I can easily break out of it. I can easily overcome its charm. Do you recognize it? Yeah, if I've not understood it, I've just memorized it, it is mithya. Some or the other attractive element will pull me away from myself. Right? That happens with you. So the important thing is to understand how this illusion is operating. And that is what is the explanation of dependent origination. So I went quickly over the first 2. There is ignorance of underlying tendencies. I do not see them, but I see an expression, a thought, a feeling, a random action, a random sensation. Yeah. That is just a samskara, that is sprouting. Now, how will I see it in my samadhi is important. When I'm sitting very quietly in samadhi, I've overcome the turbulent phase. You're going to be very turbulent tomorrow morning. You know that, right? Tomorrow is your first samadhi. Whatever happened this week, all those things are going to replay. You know that. Yeah. The spouse said something, the child said something, the boss screamed at me, the colleague was mean to me, somebody at the grocery store was nasty. All these nonsense things that happened. Even what happened at the airport, what happened in the plane. Unnecessary flashes will keep coming. You're prepared for that. You know that. I'm not talking about that. When that settles down, you come to a point when you're absolutely quiet. Now begins your study of the illusion. Yeah, means what? You have attained bodilessness. Means the body has disappeared. It's not that the body really disappears. You just don't feel it. You're sitting so comfortably that the body is not uncomfortable, it's not hurting, nothing, and you've attained the first milestone of bodilessness. You don't recognize where is the body. You can just know some movement called the breath. Yeah, and to begin with, it's here. What happens after some time? Somewhere there, somewhere there. You can't even figure out the location of the breath. Just the movement is there. Yes, and the body has disappeared. Now, this is the moment where your actual study of the illusion will begin. You become so quiet, and suddenly from nowhere, a nasty thought comes up. You had not thought about this person for years. You don't even know what could it be that triggered it. So, not knowing what triggered it is avidya in Sanskrit or avidya in Pali. Ignorance in English. I don't know what triggered this. I have not thought about this person for 20 years. From where did he or she come up? So, not knowing is ignorance. And the thought of him, whatever that thought is, I would not know. Maybe it was his face that flashed in front of you, or maybe his words came up, perception of sound. Yeah, maybe he was mean to you and some kind of a feeling was stored. So that feeling came up. It could be sadness, it could be anger, I don't know. So something came up for you. That something that came up, that is the sankhara. What is its equivalent word on the Advaita Vedanta path? What do you call it? Samskara, yeah, but what am I talking about? What are samskaras? How do they come up?
Arising.
Arisings, the first arising, the first one. The first one that surprises you, you don't even know that this thought is going to come up. That, the first arising. Yeah. So that is the word we use on the Advaita Vedanta. Here we are saying it is a volitional formation. Please understand the translation into English. Volition means will. I have willed it. When did I will it? Right now, to think about the person? Did I? No, I didn't even know that this thought of this person is going to come up. So when did I will it? You know what is will, right? A desire, a will. I willed it. When did I will it? Whenever there was interaction and that was stored. It is bound to come up. How did I will it? How did I will it?
Had a feeling.
Yeah, which means I reacted to what happened then. That constant reaction got registered and it became a seed that I sowed. You never know when a seed is going to sprout, do you? In this samadhi was the time for that particular seed to sprout. And that particular thought of that person who have not thought about for 20 years, suddenly it appears. Okay? So recognizing it's a volitional formation formed out of my will. Who's the my here? That is what we are going to attempt to get rid of. There is no I and mine really. Yeah. It's an automatic process happening without an agent called I or me. Yeah. The reaction also was not me, but we'll come to that at the end of the cycle again. Yeah. So only when I think the reaction is me, then I believe this is happening to me. Yeah. I'm very clear, no, that reaction was not me. It was an automatic thing happening as part of the mechanism of this illusion. So right now, this thought has arisen. It hasn't arisen to me. It has arisen, period. Okay. So we are understanding how this illusion is devoid of an I, which on the path of Buddha is called anatta. There is no I, there is no Atma, there is no soul, there is no self. Yeah? It is an automatically operating mechanism. Now you come to the most important thing. Vijnana, then what is Vijnana? What is consciousness? You said there is no I. What is consciousness? Come on, some of you have done, no? Before?
That is the which
Huh?
awareness
Awareness.
of
What? Yes. So attention towards that which arose. If it was the face of your friend that arose, what consciousness goes out to see it? I, E-Y-E. I consciousness goes out to see it. If it was some harsh words, some critical words, then ear consciousness goes out. Yeah, if, of course, might not be the smell, but just in case it was an intimate partner and the smell of the person arose, then nose consciousness went out to recognize it. Yeah, if it was simply a feeling, just a feeling, the feeling of being together, just that feeling, then the mind consciousness went out. So you will recognize when you become really silent and the mind has settled down in samadhi, you can recognize the attention went out through the eye, through the nose, through the mind, yeah, through the ear. So you will be able to recognize this. If it was an intimate partner in which touch was involved, then body consciousness. Clear? So on the Buddha's path, consciousness is not considered the way it is considered on the Advaita path. There is no Atma, which is a personal Atma or a personal self. Very clearly, it is attention going out through that particular organ and establishing in whatever arising came up. Okay? So, consciousness will be eye consciousness, and the Nama Rupa, name and form, will be the face of your friend. That is next. And obviously, what will be the sense base, Salayatana? The eye, the organ eye. Clear? So, Vinyana, Nama Rupa, Salayatana, they come into contact. That is number 6, contact. Yeah, so, you had a contact just by either the feeling arising with that person or thought arising, yeah, or maybe the words, whatever he or she said, contact with the words arising. What happens at contact? The moment there is contact, what happens? Feeling. Yeah? A feeling is recognized. There are only 3 categories of feelings. Either it is a pleasant feeling or an unpleasant feeling, or neither pleasant nor unpleasant. Yeah.
You mentioned that contact happens through eye.
Through?
Through eye, you said. Contact
No,
happens
not
through eye.
EYE. I must have
Oh.
eye consciousness.
No, all 3.
Huh.
Like consciousness, name and form, 6 sense bases.
They,
Through which the contact happens to
no,
the eye.
no.
Okay.
The eye consciousness, the organ called the eye, and the name and form, maybe the face of your friend. All 3 come into contact. EYEI.
The first eye, the contact here is me, the eye consciousness.
Not me. If it is the face, then there is eye consciousness and the organ eye. If it is words, he criticized me, those particular words I heard. So then it is the ear consciousness, the organ ear, and the name and form of the words, sound, whatever the words are. So Nama Rupa is always either the face or the sound or the smell of the person or the touch, skin, you're feeling what you felt then. Yeah? Or if it's a feeling at a mental level, anger. Yeah? So that is mind consciousness now. Remember that, because the anger that was felt then has come up. So it is mind consciousness, the organ mind, and whatever that feeling of anger, they come into contact. There is no I in the whole process, there is no me. And this is what he's explaining very clearly, what is the mechanism of this illusion. This is lacking on the Advaita path. That is why you do Advaita path, you get to Brahman Satyam, again you start slipping away if you've not done your Jagat Mithya journey well. Yeah, so I always borrow from Buddha's path and add it to the Jagat Mithya journey, even if you are doing just Advaita Vedanta. Why? Because I feel this is lacking there. This is lacking. The moment I recognize a pleasant or unpleasant sensation in Samadhi, where have I reached? Where have I reached? Number 7, already at Vedana. You can write the definitions and all descriptions later. Right now, just focus on understanding it. I'll give you time to write the rest. If in Samadhi, suddenly I start feeling unpleasant, till now everything was quiet, suddenly unpleasant feeling, where have I reached? Directly at Vedana. Yeah, so what am I supposed to do? I come out of that Samadhi after whatever 1, 2, 3 hours, however long your body allows you to sit. Before I get up and go use the restroom or go out, first I open the Dependent Origination journal, recognize I understood this feeling. What happened just before that? Then you will see, oh, there was the thought of this person or whatever, I was conversing with myself, something I was doing. You will be able to break it down now. In every Samadhi sitting, you will be able to break down your own hindrance and see it in 12 steps. That's all you have to do. Just see. See and have the courage to acknowledge, yes, this disturbed me. Not to run away, not to brush it under the carpet, not to say that, oh, later it'll get better. No, here and now. Now. Just see it, write it down. It will get out of your way. Next Samadhi, it will not bother you. And like that next Samadhi, whatever 10, if you've done 10 pages, those 10 pages will not bother you. It's like getting the obstacles out of the way and diving deeper and deeper and deeper into Samadhi.
Sometimes it's not the thought or anything, it's the body that is waking you up.
So it could be some pain in the body and then your identification with I am the body. Yeah, that whole idea has come up, no? I am the body, I am always in pain. Yeah, this is hurting, that is hurting. Then you identified with the body. Body consciousness has gone out, made contact with the body and whatever your thought or pain, whatever it was about the body. Yeah, that happened. Then there was an unpleasant sensation. That unpleasant sensation got you out of Samadhi. Write it down. This is what happened. Become very clear in every hindrance. The moment I write it down, I'm getting it out of my way. It's not going to bother me in the next Samadhi. I'm getting it out of the way. Maybe in one Samadhi you have 10 to write down. Then that's what you do. Before sitting in the next Samadhi, for 1 hour you're doing your Dependent Origination journal. Yeah? Yeah. Don't worry, the whole journal is Dependent Origination only. You have lots of pages. You're going to work on the same thing all 10 days.
That is what happened when I was practicing. There were so many hindrances, I don't know which one to remember to write.
Yeah. Once you come out, you will know which was the predominant one that really broke your Samadhi. Write it down. Yeah, and don't worry, if it's too personal, we'll burn your journals on the last day. Just write it down and get it out of your system. You don't want to take it back home, we'll have a bonfire over here. Yeah, we'll burn it. But don't worry that, oh, if I write it down, this is too private, too personal. Don't care about anything. Just write everything down. Clear? Yeah.
Didi, if the same hindrance keeps coming in every Samadhi, you write it down.
Yes. Yeah. But it won't bother you so much once it's out, once you've seen it. It's like now I see what the illusion of the rainbow is. Now I'm not so charmed by it, no? Like that only. It stops bothering me now. Yeah. So it'll not, whatever your obstacle is, it'll not bother you anymore. Because you've seen its magic trick. Yeah. The problem is when I don't see the magic trick, I think I want to think this thought. I want to think about that person who came up 20 years ago. And then I only get charmed and I only start talking to him or her. Full day is gone. I have not done a good Samadhi. I'm only talking to that person in my mind. Do you recognize this? Why is this happening? Because I didn't understand how to break the spell, how to understand the magic trick, how to get out of this jar. It's a disease talking to yourself. Have you at least recognized that? What am I doing? What am I doing? Yeah, I just need a little skill how to cure myself from this disease. There's no doctor outside who can do it for me. I have to do it for myself. This unnecessary going on and on and on and on and on and on. It's not killing somebody else, it's killing me from within. So I need to learn how to shut this down. Always have an open psychic bandwidth, I call it. And emptiness, always in shunyata. Very much possible. How? Because I have broken all illusions. I didn't keep even one. The one that you don't break, that's going to follow you. Yeah? So break every illusion. Don't think this is too private to write it down. Just write it down. Last day we'll burn your journal. You tear that page on the last day. Doesn't matter.
So it was hard to break down into this, right? So it was, the hindrance was mostly stuck on at the Vedana level. Because a lot of time was spent in analyzing the Vedana and how it is tied to identity. So to break that down into this was kind of harder to do.
Just start at Vedana. That's why there are proper columns. No? Start at 7. Unpleasant feeling because of dash dash dash. You know the dash dash dash. It's very understandable from there. Is it at the body level? Is it at the mind level? Is it eye, ear, nose? It's very clear from there. Then you go up, and then you will be able to go down also
Up
later.
is good. The down.
We'll come, no? I have not explained it yet. I'm coming. I only explained Vedana till now.
I'm trying to understand a thought when it comes, it arises and it goes away. So, are we calling every thought
No.
in hindrance?
No.
No. Right?
Only
So
that which
only
breaks.
when you
Yeah.
engage, when you
Correct.
lose your witness consciousness and
Correct.
you're giving into the thought and you have assumed the wrong eye,
Yeah.
is when we are calling it a hindrance.
Correct. Correct. Many thoughts will just come, go. You don't even realize. As if whatever you ate at dinner, you liked the food. Just the plate flashed and went away. It didn't take me out of samadhi. It's as if, you are deep down in the bed of the ocean and some big wave moves from the top. But it doesn't touch you, doesn't move you. You remain untouched. So in samadhi you can be there, very quiet, absolutely there, and then some movement is known. Yeah, most of the times you don't even know it's that food that I ate at dinner. But sometimes you might know and it doesn't really take you out of your samadhi. You're back to your absorption. Then you're good. This is only for hindrances. Hindrance means it broke my samadhi. It pulled me out. I was nicely sitting at the bed of the ocean. It got me to the surface. Now I'm fighting with all the tsunami waves. Yeah? Then you will have already broken your samadhi. You will want to get up, go to the restroom. You will make an excuse. I want to get up, go to the restroom. I have to get up and write this down. That is also an excuse. Yeah. Okay. In the first 1-2 days, that will happen a lot. Let it happen. Keep your dependent origination journal next to you and go into samadhi. It's bothering you a lot. Okay, get out, write, close, go back into samadhi. Yeah? So empty out all the hindrances. Very clear? As beginners, most of you are beginners on dependent origination. I tell you, you have to identify at the Vedana level. Just by the pleasantness, unpleasantness, or neither pleasantness nor unpleasantness, you will know that I have broken out and this is the hindrance. Then you can easily fill 1 through 7. Now I'll explain going ahead. 1 through 7 is clear for everyone. Please look at it once. 1 is avidya or ignorance. 2 is sankhara, the impression that is born out of the ignorance. Better translation is volitional formation. It is formed from a will. That will was stored. But I don't know when it is time for it to sprout. That is the ignorance part of it. So, number 1 is ignorance. Number 2 is volitional formation or sankhara. Number 3, the moment some arising, which is a sankhara, has come up, that particular consciousness goes out to come in contact with it. If it is something related to sight, then EYE, consciousness goes out, and EYE, organ, come together, and the three come into contact. Contact is always between the three. The Vijnana, Salayatana and Nama Rupa. Vijnana is the consciousness, Salayatana is the sense base, and Nama Rupa is name and form of whatever the arising was. They come into contact. And simply just the contact evokes a sensation within me. If your mind really becomes slow, you will see each of the 7 that I've described till now. Each of them can be seen in samadhi. Clear? Provided you're not craving for, I want to attain this in samadhi, I want to attain that in samadhi. Inner chit chat, not to be in inner chit chat, just to be in the nothingness, nothingness, nothingness. And the moment it comes, you will see it like fireworks, step by step by step. Yeah.
How does ignorance seen in samadhi?
Ignorance is just the understanding of where did this come from, the surprise factor in you. Just that, oh, this has nothing to do with my samadhi. From where did this come? That whole surprise factor is ignorance.
So it can stop at the ignorance level also. Once ignorance went in, for example, when I was in
It's not stopping, no? The moment it has come up, it's already the sankhara is in front of you.
yeah, but
Means nama rupa, it has happened. Then only there is the understanding of, I'm surprised where this came from. So you have recognized ignorance. Okay, you're not going to recognize 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not sequential recognition. Sequentially, it's explained.
but that is not hindrance until it bothers you.
Huh.
If it just
Yes.
comes and goes, it's okay.
Yes.
That is I can see till Vedana. That means I recognized it.
Huh. If Vedana has happened, means it's bothered you.
If some phase has come which I have never seen, but it didn't bother me. It just has come. I have continued.
Huh.
So
Then
it
yes.
entered the Vedana.
Yeah.
I just had it.
Yeah. Vijnana happened, nama for.
Oh,
So you came till contact.
Okay.
You had contact with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe it didn't make any difference. You don't know what it was. So okay. Now it didn't become a hindrance. So you can cut it off at contact. That's wonderful. Yeah. But some strong things, attractions, repulsions in our life, they really take us in, and then you feel the Vedana. The moment you identify there is some Vedana happening, you know that a hindrance has happened. Okay, moving ahead now. 7 is very important on Buddha's path, Vedana. That is where you recognize it. If you're not aware and you don't stop there, now what happens naturally? Yeah, now the story begins. Yeah, so first part of the story begins from that feeling. If I'm feeling unpleasant, I want to push it away. Yeah, that falls under tanha. It is aversion. If it is pleasant, I want to think about it more. That is craving. Both craving and aversion fall under the same umbrella of tanha. Tanha can be translated as thirst. It's just a thirst. Do I stop at just craving for it or aversion towards it? No, then I want to cling to it. Then I create this story, that story. She did this, he did that. I want to cling to it. So the clinging tendency is different from tanha. This also can be recognized. Yeah? Tanha is just like a little wriggly worm in the nothingness moving out. trying to now get you out of samadhi. Clinging is you've already grasped onto that name and form. You've already grasped onto whatever, if there were words, you've already clung onto it. Very clearly you can see the difference between tanha and upadana. Those who are seniors, I have given you in the last retreat also, simply by observing the tanha, you can burn it out and it disappears. Before tanha becomes upadana. The beginners, you at least just start identifying each. What is tanha, what is upadana? One day we will get there. Maybe not in this retreat, it takes some amount of samadhis. Yeah? For the seniors, simply with the power of observation, I have to kill the tanha. Clear? That moves on to clinging. Once I've gone to clinging, now it's too late. Now it is going to become. Become means I'm going to get into that story. He said this to me, then I said this to him, this should have not happened. Yeah, the bhava, the flash of the next story is visible now. Yeah? And then is jati. Jati is the birth of the story. Next time when I meet him, I am going to say this. I am going to clarify that. Blah, blah, blah. Next 20 minutes I am in jati, jara, marana. Jati is birth of the story. Jara is aging of that story. 15, 20, 30 minutes of my samadhi gone, fighting with that person in my head. And finally, at the end of 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, the story ends. So that is marana, death of that story. And then I say, oh, I wasted my 30, 40 minutes of samadhi. Shut up, come back to nothingness. Now I again go looking for my breath. Too late. One full dependent origination causation or nidana, one story was already created. Means what? You have sown these seeds again. Without an I there. Now it is going to come back to haunt you again. Clear? Now I explained with respect to samadhi. Isn't this happening to you with open-eyed all the time? Yeah, those who are really aware, you can see it's constantly happening. Yeah? Buddha was a scientist. He said, deal with it in samadhi with closed eyes first, put it down, get it out of your system, remove the obstacle, and then you see how it will percolate into your open-eyed daily routine.
Clinging can be very convincing.
No, you'll feel it inside. Clinging is, you know how you played with a magnet as a child, magnet and iron filings, you feel that force, no? I'm talking about that force. You'll actually feel a force going out. I was so serene in samadhi, there was no force. Absence of force is when I'm absolutely in shunyata in samadhi. And the moment there is this thought of talking to him or her in my mind, it's like that magnetic pull. You've already reached clinging, it's too far. Now you are going to talk to him or her, shout at him, scream at him. He is going to talk to you in your mind. You are going to have this exchange for whatever time. Clinging is already too far. You feel a pull. You come back into the body. In Shunyata there was no body. Yeah. At Upadana, you have already come back into the body. You've become, sorry, I forgot the name. What is your name?
Shashi.
Shashi. I have become Shashi already. Till now, I was Shunya. No name. Yeah, there was some breath somewhere. I'm just knowing the breath moving here and there. And suddenly, I've become Shashi. Now it's too late. Yeah? So you understand what I mean by, you'll feel the pull, the back into body feeling. Yeah? Now, the story is going to continue for a little while. It could be a few minutes, it could be a few hours, I don't know. It depends on how much that seed contained. It could be a tiny seed, it could go in 2 minutes, it could die in 2 minutes. It could be a huge seed. It's going to go on for a while. Start observing that this is happening to you. Only when you see the mechanism of the illusion can you break out of the illusion. Okay. One of the previous volunteers drew this diagram for it. She said it's continuous. It is, no? It's continuous. It's going on and on and on and on and on. I need to break out of this. So we put it on the slide. Very nice diagram. Clear? Dependent origination is clear?
Just drawing parallels to Advaita. As you said, not just the samadhi, but in the waking state also you can observe. Similarly, even in the dream state,
Yeah.
you can see how far down the numbers of dependent origination you are.
Yes,
right?
yes. It'll start opening up more and more the more you recognize this. Clear? So now all that we have discussed is to be done in tomorrow morning samadhi. Clear? So then you already know what to do in samadhi. Yeah? Simply observing. You're not the doer, you're simply the observer. And whenever your samadhi breaks out, you come and do the dependent origination. Any question about any of them? Anything is not clear?
So, the sankha, the surprise element is avijja, and
Whatever the arising is,
the arising itself.
the face of the person, that is the arising, means the sankhara. But all the way it has already happened. My eye consciousness went out, I saw the face which is name and form, the eye organ was there, the contact has happened between all of them. I've recognized it at Vedana level. Yeah? So all that has happened. Only at Vedana I recognized, and I recognize the surprise element in me if I'm aware enough. If I'm not aware, sometimes I miss the surprise element. Yeah? But it's obvious, no? Even when you come out of it, well, my intention in samadhi was not to sit and talk to that person in my head. Yeah? So that is so clear. The ignorance part is very clear. Yeah? So now when the samadhi becomes quieter and quieter and quieter, you will see there is no nothingness. Nothingness means there is no EYEI, there is no EYE consciousness, there is no name and form. And suddenly name and form came and I became Shalini and the eye went and saw that. So you will see the difference between the emptiness of shunyata and the somethingness of name and form when the sankhara arises. Clear? This is the transition you have to be very aware of. Huh.
That peak is very clear.
Yeah.
It's zero, like suddenly.
Sudden, yeah.
But I was trying to understand how do I break it down into this? What is the ignorance piece? What is the sankhara?
That you will know. You will know automatically now that Ekta has explained to you. Yeah? Automatically you will know. I didn't want to think about this person. That is the ignorance piece of it. And the person's face came up. So the face is name and form. Yeah? What is the sankhara? Whatever happened between us was stored. There was a reaction to him, her in the past. I remember that. And that is the sankhara aspect.
That is what I was thinking. Is that there was a feeling attached to that sankhara, right? So that
Okay.
is where I was wondering, is that part of Vedana or is that part of sankhara?
No, the reaction was sankhara and the nasty feeling is what I'm feeling right now, Vedana, by revising the reaction. In my head, I did the revision of the reaction. I went back. So now I'm feeling the unpleasantness. So that is Vedana here. But I revisited the reaction, no?
Correct.
That reaction is a Sankhara piece.
Now,
The ignorance we also call as basically you have lost your stance as a witness consciousness.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you have given into the I.
Yeah,
Right? And
yeah.
that's when the whole.
Yes, yes. But how do you recognize it in a particular situation? Like she's saying that the surprise element, my intention was not to talk to that person in the head. That. The not knowing. I didn't know this thought is going to come up. I didn't know this feeling is going to come up. The not knowing. Ignorance. Clear? Huh.
Could you explain the becoming and the jati?
Huh. Huh. It's so fast, no? Yeah. The moment you recognize the pleasantness or unpleasantness, number 7 Vedana, there is one chance there, Buddha says, observe the sensation till it starts disappearing, and a point will come, it's gone. You will not go to clinging and jati, jara, marana, all that will not happen. Why? Only by the power of observation you were able to dissolve this Vedana. Yeah, but if you choose to follow the Vedana, have you noticed a feeling just comes up, an unpleasant feeling at home, and you try to find the cause for the feeling? That is the problem, he says. That is the clinging. Now you're trying to find the cause for the feeling. No. He says feeling is feeling. Period. There is no I there. There is no myself there. There is no mindness there. Feeling is feeling. Simply observe, observe, observe. It will dissolve. Now when you do this a few times and you observe that I have the power to dissolve it, now you'll understand ahead. When I don't dissolve it, what happens? Now I go out. Now I want to find the cause for this feeling. So now I say, he had said these words to me. Yeah, that is the cause for feeling. You're not speaking in English language. Ekta is explaining it. It's happening at a very bhava level, at a feeling level only. Yeah. First it's just an unpleasant feeling. Now it is an unpleasant feeling because of. That is the magnetic pull. Yeah? Now it's too late. Now you are going to say it was because he said this. Jati. Birth. Yeah? Then I said this. Now it has started. Jara till Marana will happen. Yeah? Jara means aging. He said this, I said this, blah, 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 blah. Now I'm revising the past incident. And I'm not revising one incident. I bring up 10 incidents with that person. 20 incidents. Do you recognize it? I don't stop at one. That is the meaning of Jati Jara Marana. I explained this on the Advaita path, so I'll bring it back here. Only his name or his face, something flashed. This came of its own accord. I didn't know it was going to come. Yeah? But when I start clinging, after clinging, I found a cause, his face or his name or his words. I found a cause. Now I will start multiplying this. He did this, then he did that, then I did this, then next time also he did this. 20 years ago, 30 years ago also he did this. And I'm gone. So this whole part starts from Upadana, trying to find the cause of the feeling is where I cling, and then Jati Jara Marana, however long my story goes on. Do you recognize this happening? I could have cut it off right here, Buddha says, right here. Right here. Observe there is a feeling. It's a feeling. Stop. Don't say the feeling is because of. No becauses. Do not try to find the cause. There's a feeling, observe, 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 dissolve. No story. Clear?
For example, if there is a fear that something could happen to your loved one or something, right? In this world, how do the sankhara is the fear?
No. Sankhara is not always the fear.
No, in this example.
Huh. It's not directly a fear that comes up. There must be a thought, there must be an incident, a flash of something, retirement funds, something. Figure that out. You're missing the previous steps.
When I'm here, what if something happens to my daughter?
Yeah. But I didn't start with that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It started with something else. There's a hidden samskara of my daughter did this last time. That came up, that flashed. What if something happens now? It came from something. That's what you have to figure out. I'm just throwing an example. I don't know. You have to go deep into samadhi and figure out the whole chain and break the chain. Yeah, for beginners, you break the chain at Vedana. Seniors, you have to attempt to break it at Vijnana. Yeah? Beginners don't even try Vijnana right now. Right now, you just try Vedana. Yeah? I'll explain Vijnana to you when we get there. Dependent origination is clear? No questions?